This doctor committed some of the most evil human experiments of all time. Dr. John Charles Cutler was partly in charge of the 1940s Guatemalan syphilis studies that became known as the Devil's Experiment, in which 5,000 Guatemalan citizens, including orphans as young as 9, were deliberately injected with syphilis and other STDs to monitor the effects. During this period, in one sickening incident, after a female mental patient who was infected with syphilis began to deteriorate, on her deathbed, John Charles Cutler personally inserted pus from a deceased gonorrhea victim into the dying woman's eyes and other orifices in her body to monitor the effects. 4 days later, while she was bleeding from her eyes and from her behind, she passed away in agony. Cutler was also involved in the Tuskegee experiment, in which over the course of 40 years, 400 African American men were deceived in regard to their diagnosis of syphilis, and were, instead of being treated, monitored to see the results of the disease. 100 of these men died in relation to syphilis. On top of these experiments, in the 1940s, Cutler was also involved in the Terre Haute prison experiment,